Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Guilds of Ravnica draft. Today we are jumping right back into the queue. But before I begin talking through the pack, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to click that thumbs up and subscribe to get updates for whenever I post new content. It really does help me. Today is actually one of our 500 subscribers celebration videos, so this is the third video of the 5. The fifth one is going to be a Q&A video, so be sure to leave your questions in the comment section. But without further ado, let's get into the draft. Legion Warboss is a pretty strong rare, so we're going to be snapping that one up. Just making a token every turn is pretty great, even though the tokens can be blocked. If you can manage to connect with them a couple times, it's pretty great. So I think Legion Warboss is the pretty clear pick. After that, I think Lava Coil is great, and House Guild Mage is pretty strong. Direct Current is nice. There's a lot of good red cards in this pack. Unexplained Disappearance is pretty solid as well. I like Parhelion Patrol in Boros a decent amount. But I think it goes Legion Warboss, Lava Coil pretty clearly here, and then maybe the House Guild Mage. But pretty clear Legion Warboss here. Ooh, Crackling Drake. This is pretty strong uncommon for the Izzet guild. Taking a red card makes me want to play Izzet or Boros, so I could take a Crackling Drake here. Power equal to the total number of instants and sorceries in my graveyard. Legion Warboss is also kind of cool in Izzet because you can like use the card that gives it flying to help it connect. There's also a couple of other cards here. There's a Boros Guildgate. Wojek Bodyguard is pretty nice with Legion Warboss. It's just buffing it up. I think Crackling Drake is the best card in the pack by a pretty large margin. If I do end up in Izzet, I think I'd rather have Crackling Drake than Capture Sphere. Which is... Capture Sphere is pretty good, but I still think Crackling Drake is better. There's also some other decent Izzet cards, but we're just going to take the Crackling Drake. Speculate on Izzet being open. Whisper Agent is a nice one. Even though it is like a blue-black card, it's good in any deck that can cast it. So a blue deck, a black deck wants this card. Deadweight's pretty nice, but there's not really a direction for me to go. Black-red isn't really a supported archetype. I don't really want to... I can't play blue-black with these cards. I don't think Gravitic Punch is insane. Izzet Guildgate isn't actually a crazy pick here because casting Crackling Drake on turn 4 is definitely much better than casting it later. But I still don't think I want to take the Guildgate quite yet. Muse Drake is nice. I think I'm just going to take the Whisper Agent, though. Even as a double blue card, it is pretty effective, so we're just going to take the strong 3-drop. Radical Idea is actually interesting. It works well with Crackling Drake, kind of. There's also some other payoffs, like Leapfrog. Vidalcan Mesmerist is another one, but I think we're just going to take the Watcher in the Mist. It's just such a great blue card, and really wins you a lot of games. Being flying is quite relevant in this format, so pretty happy to get a Watcher of the Mist here. Taking it over Mesmerist, there's nothing really even that close to it. This is an interesting pick. So Electrostatic Field is interesting because the Izzet deck wants a lot of spells. Maximize Altitude, however, I think is one of the most important spells for it. It's really good with Legion Warboss, helping it connect. Pretty good with Crackling Drake. Sky Knight Legionnaire is a nice Boros card, but here we've took a red card and then 3 blue cards, so I think we want to keep taking blue cards. We don't really want to abandon our red because our red cards are pretty decent, so I think we're just going to take the Maximize Altitude here over the Electrostatic Field. Yeah, this not having any power is a pretty decent downside. We also don't have any instants or sorceries left yet, and nobody else really wants this card, so we're just going to take the Maximize Altitude. Here, Unmoored Ego is not really what we're in the market for. Not a wall. Now we'll take the Electrostatic Field. I think over Dazzling Lights. It is kind of close, but I think it's a fine 2-drop in Izzet deck. Fire Urchin. I don't really want to take a Dimir Guildgate. It doesn't really help me cast this all that much better than an Island would. Pilfering it, no. We'll just take a Fire Urchin. Maybe we'll need to run it as a 2-drop. Maniacal Rage, I guess. Probably not going to run it, but you never know. Now I'll take Maximize Velocity. I don't think that the Izzet deck really wants expensive counterspells. I think that Disdainful Stroke is fine as a 1-of maybe. Maybe the 3-mana counterspell that lets you surveil one, but definitely not 4 mana. You don't really want to be holding up all your mana. Okay. Maniacal Rage is interesting, but more of a sideboard card, I think. Maximize Velocity might be a fine main deck card, though. I didn't even realize Maximize Velocity, Maximize Altitude. I didn't realize they both were like maximized cards. Leapfrog is a pretty nice pickup. That's the type of card that gets way better with maximized altitude and velocity because you can give it flying every turn. Boros Guildgate, not what we want. We don't really need a medium. I think Leapfrog is better in this deck than the Halberdier, and we don't need the cover up. So pretty happy to get a Leapfrog actually. And a Muse Drake. It's just a solid flyer. Nothing to scoff at. We're not playing any of these. We'll just take the 2-drop so that other people can't have it. Pax Favor is also kind of interesting, but these are our cards right now. I think it's looking pretty good. I really like Legion Warboss with maximized altitude. All of the cheap white creatures. But I like where we're at. I think our deck's pretty solid so far. Ooh, Thief of Sanity is pretty solid. Not sure if we really want to splash in this deck because we do have some pretty heavy mana requirements, so it makes splashing a lot trickier. Piston Fist Cyclops is an interesting one. Works well with the Maximizer cards. I think City Watch Sphinx is pretty good too. Just a nice big flyer to help end the game. So I'm leaning towards taking the City Watch Sphinx. I don't really think we're splashing in this deck just because Crackling Drake is pretty hard to cast. Piston Fist Cyclops is another consideration, but we already do have several 3-drops. And just having one 6-drop, that's like we can discard it to jumpstart if we really need to. Izzet Locket's like a potential wheel, but City Watch Sphinx seems nice. Ooh. Ionize or Beacon Bolt. Jeez, this pack is like the perfect Izzet pack. Why couldn't we have opened this pack or something? So Beacon Bolt is great. Triggers all of our cards. It's a sorcery, but it really rewards us for having a lot of instants and sorceries. Ionize is a fine counterspell. It is a bit expensive for limited. I think we're just going to take the Beacon Bolt. It's a good removal spell. Capture Sphere is nice, but it doesn't trigger our cards as well. Electromancer is not insane because all of our instants and sorceries are pretty cheap right now. I wouldn't mind getting an Izzet Guildgate. I wouldn't mind another Whisper Agent. I wouldn't mind a Capture Sphere, but I think Beacon Bolt is going to play to the strengths of this deck. Obviously, this type of pick is the one that, like, later on in the format I'll know a lot more. Like, maybe Ionize turns out to be great. Maybe Beacon Bolt ends up to be a little bit weaker, but I think that, as of right now, I think Beacon Bolt's going to be pretty solid, especially in, like, the mid-game. Capture Sphere is going to be good, like, no matter when, but I think maximizing the number of instants and sorceries is pretty good, so we're just going to keep all of our instants and sorceries over there. So now it's between Wojek Bodyguard. Don't really want Silent Dart. Don't really want Gravitic Punch. It's between Passwall Adept and Wojek Bodyguard for me. So Wojek Bodyguard doesn't really work well with a lot of my cards. I think we're just going to take the Passwall Adept. It's a little bit sneaky. It helps us get through damage with our like Legion boss, some of our guys in the later parts of the games, and it's also a fine defensive creature early, so. Ooh, that's a great one to get. I really like getting a Murmuring Mystic. That's one of the best cards for an Izzet deck, just because every time you cast an instant, especially because they all have Jumpstart, so I'll be able to cast them twice. Sonic Assault is another one that I wouldn't mind, I don't think. I'm not that aggressive, but I think Murmuring Mystic is just insane in Izzet, so pretty happy to get that. Now it's between Electrostatic Field and Cosmotronic Wave. Making so my opponent's creatures can't block is nice, but I think a lot of the time I'm going to be winning with these flyers or leapfrogs or maximizing altitude, so I'm not going to need the Cosmotronic Wave as much. I don't love Locksmith, so I might just take another Electrostatic Field here. It's just a nice little pinging effect every time I cast one of these. I only have 3 right now. I do really want to prioritize them, especially now that I have a Mystic. Like the 2-mana draw 1 Jumpstart seems pretty good in this deck. But I'm just going to take this card over the Cosmotronic Wave, I think. Ooh, this is a great one. Searching for an instant and a sorcery is just pretty nice. I only have sorceries right now, but I'm sure I'll end up with a couple instants. The Ornery Goblin's also nice, but I think I'm just going to take this card. It's just a pretty solid one. I can always discard it if I don't have the mana or if it's too expensive, but I end up with an Ornery Goblin anyway. I also kind of want to try it out, but I think it's going to be pretty good. Ornery Goblin's pretty nice to pick up. Another Beacon Bolt. Narcomoeba is not really what I want. It's close, because Unexplained Disappearance, I don't really have a ton of stuff to maximize my Beacon Bolt right now. Narcomoeba is not what I want. Piston Fist Cyclops is also pretty strong if I can get enough instants and sorceries. The other one's probably going to wheel, though. Unexplained Disappearance is the type of card I really want, but I'm just going to take the Beacon Bolt and rely on getting another card later. I'm going to take the Locket now. I do have some expensive cards. Goblin Electromancer is pretty nice pickup here. Just another fine 2-drop, especially with my super expensive cards. I have a lot of Jumpstart, so yeah, I just need a little bit more support in pack 3, but I think my archetype is open. Maximize Velocity is a pretty nice pickup. Just any like cheap instance to put in the graveyard for Beacon Bolt are pretty nice. Electrostatic Fields are looking pretty good in this deck. Overall, pretty happy with how things are looking. My first cut would probably be the Izzet Locket, then the Fire Urchin. I just don't think Fire Urchin is insane. I ended up with the Locksmith anyway, probably not playing that guy. I like this deck a lot. Gravitic Punch is pretty bad. I think this deck is looking pretty solid. Definitely got some weak links a little bit, but I'm just going to cut the Fire Urchin. I don't think I'm going to have to play it. Obviously, the perfect card to open would be Niv Mizzet, but can't always get that. Man, Hypothesis is a common. For some reason, I thought it was a rare, so whenever my opponent was playing like multiple copies against me, I was like really confused. Draw 2, then I can discard an on-land card. It deals 4 damage. This card's pretty solid. Oh my gosh, this card's a bomb. I'm not playing it, obviously, but it's crazy. Yeah. Goblin Crater Maker is pretty nice, but I think I'm just going to take the Hypothesis because I already have a decent amount of 2-drops, a decent amount of removal, but I do really want an instant for my Invent to go get, and this is a pretty solid instant. It's also just another instant Celestial Sorcery for my other cards that care about that, and it's another way to, it's like prevents mana flood, draw 2, then I can deal 4. Bit of more removal. I think it's going to be a little bit better than the Crater Maker here, though it is close. Crater Maker is quite good, but I do have a lot of 2-drops already, so I'm just going to take the Hypothesis. Pelt Collector. Wow, that's kind of cool. I like that card design. Swarm Guildmage. Wow, this one seems like kind of bad. Not really anything here for me. I'm just going to take a Guild Gate, I guess. Ooh. So it's between Crater Maker. Ooh, Guildmage's Forum. I have 2, 3 ones. I don't really think this is worth it for me, for my 2-color deck. Here I think it's between Leapfrog and Crater Maker, and I think I'm actually going to take the Leapfrog. It's close. I have a lot of 2-drops already. I mean, 5 is not an insane number, but it's a decent number. Crater Maker is pretty nice. It's like removal, but it's attached to a creature that can kill artifacts. I guess I'll take the Crater Maker. And now I'm going to take the Guild Gate. It's pretty close, Guild Gate versus Disdainful Stroke, actually, but I have this 4-drop that I'd ideally be able to cast on turn 4. I've got pretty heavy mana requirements in both colors. Disdainful Stroke does seem pretty good, though. It's close. I have a lot of playables already. I'm going to take the Guild Gate. Command the Storm is perfect. Oh, I have to take it over Radical Idea, but I still think that's worth it. This is just a really good instant. Not splashing that, even though it would be nice. I could just play the Integrity part, but I'm never casting the Intervention part, and I think that the deal 5 is just going to be better than the +2/+2 a lot of the time. Radical Idea would be great in this deck, though. But obviously just going to take the removal spell. Jeez, late Luminous Bonds, I will say. I'll just take Torch Courier. Maybe there's some matchups where I just have to be super aggressive. Holy smokes, this pack. Well, I'm definitely not taking the Guild Gate. I don't think I want Street Riot. I think I'm going to take the Piston Fist Cyclops or the Maximize Altitude. I think I'm going to take the Piston Fist Cyclops. I already have one Maximize Altitude, and a lot of my creatures can't get jumped very well. So I think I only really want to run one Maximize Altitude. And the Piston Fist Cyclops is pretty nice. So Sure Strike's also a fine card, too. Wow, what a pack. Yes, I got a Radical Idea. That's perfect. That's so good for me. Holy smokes, that was like the perfect card. Because I don't want to run both Maximize Velocities. But I wanted to have another Jumpstart guy I could cast. I guess I'll take Maniacal Rage. Maybe I sideboard it into like a super all-in deck sometimes. I think one Maximize Altitude is the sweet spot, one Maximize Velocity. I don't think I want the Izzet Locket. I'll take another Torch Courier for maybe those matchups where I have to go all in on Maniacal Rage plus Torch Courier type things. Ooh, the Leapfrog came back. That's actually excellent. That's actually quite good. I really like how this deck ended up. I might end up cutting the Electromancer, though it makes my Hypothesis cost less, it makes my Invent cost less. That seems probably worth it. I'm glad I got a Guild Gate. Definitely a 17 land deck. Get rid of I'll just hate draft that one. Yeah, I think one Maximize Velocity, one Maximize Altitude is probably the best. Best split I could have. This can kill walls just straight up. That's pretty nice. I'll obviously double check my sideboard to make sure there's nothing I want. And then figure out what I want to cut from this main deck. Not really going to touch the instants and sorceries, I don't think. Street Riot all the way back. It does cost 5. For some reason I thought it cost 4. Yeah, it's not as insane. Okay, group creatures separately. So I do have this land in here, so keep that in mind. Don't really want the punch, don't want those. This guy's pretty bad. That guy's pretty weak. Don't want the other Maximize Velocity. I already cut the Izzet Locket, which I think is one of my weaker cards. Electrostatic Field is interesting. Maybe I just cut the Pass Wall Adept. Yeah, that could be good. Between Pass Wall Adept and Electrostatic Field, I think the other cards are just a little bit better. I don't want to cut any of my instants or sorceries. Pass Wall Adept is probably my weakest 2-drop. My stuff isn't going to have trouble gaining evasion in the late game, so. Okay, this is the colors. Pretty even. We're just going to go 8-8, I think. Yeah, a lot of my 2-drops are red, but this is like a double blue 3-drop. And I want to be able to cast this early, so yeah, let's run it. I think this is going to be great. The Izzet deck looks pretty solid. I'm really glad I got the Radical Idea. Getting to try out a bunch of different things. Electrostatic Field is going to be pretty good, I think. It's going to be able to do 2 damage with every single instant and sorcery I draw pretty much, so. This is a good hand. Pretty much exactly what you look for. Definitely keeping. Electrostatic Field into Legion Warboss. And now we can curve straight into our 4-drop uncommon. Looks like an Izzet mirror match. I think I'm happier playing Electrostatic Field than Ornery Goblin here. Just developing that, get the extra damage through. He's attacking. We'll block. If he uses a Sure Strike this turn, we're pretty fine with that. Now our Legion Warboss token can connect. Oh, that was such a good draw. Such a good draw. Because now we're going to be able to get through with our Legion Warboss next turn. And buff up one of our tokens. And ping him with Electrostatic Field. Well, that's unfortunate. If he kills my Legion Warboss, though, I did get some value. Gets rid of Electromancer. Yep. So I end up a 1/1 here. And he spent 5 mana to kill my 3-drop. So that's pretty nice. Maybe I should be playing this. It seems like a fine card. Okay, I think it's close. I either play Leapfrog or Whisper Agent here. But Leapfrog then kind of forces me to play Maximize Altitude next turn to get through for damage. So I'm just going to pass, play my Whisper Agent end of turn. Gonna flash this guy in. Radical Idea is going to go to the graveyard because I can use it anyway from the graveyard. Hit him for 3. I think he's just cracking the lock at this turn. I'm just going to deploy 2 creatures. Then I can maximize altitude. These will have flying. I can maximize altitude again, potentially, depending on what I draw. Hit him for a huge chunk of damage. And this will do too. Okay, yeah, he's just cracking that. Cracking the locket seems very slow. He has 6 cards in hand, but I feel I'm in very good shape here, unless he has a sweeper of some kind. Like, if he does 1 to all my creatures, I'm in pretty bad shape here. So I kind of hope he doesn't have that card. But other than that, like, I can maximize altitude, or I can just command the storm to kill something. Okay. He's spending like 5 mana every turn to kill creatures I spent like 1 mana on, so I'm pretty fine with that. He's discarding Capture Sphere. What's he going to kill? My Whisper Agent, my Leapfrog, my Whisper Agent. Okay. So at this point, I really want to make sure I kill him before he can take over the game with his 6 cards, which I think I can do. We're going to Radical Idea, pitching Mountain, first of all, and then we're going to maximize altitude our Ornery Goblin. Hit him for 6. Play our Crater Maker. And now if we do draw one of our 2 beacon bolts, so we have 1, 2, 2 in the graveyard, so we can do 2 to something. Okay. Yeah, I don't care about those. I've almost got him dead just by maximize altitude. Hit him for 6. This pings him for 1. It might seem strange to do it this way, but he's like in really grim shape here. He goes to 1. He has to kill my electrostatic field or gain life. There's like no way he kills me this turn. Incredibly mana inefficient, but electrostatic field doing good work here. Way better than a pass wall adept would have been, I think. Okay, Electromancer, sure. It's just a cast trigger, so he's just dead. Boom, got him. Sniped. Okay, so in the mirror, I don't want the pass wall adept. Maybe I want maximize velocity. This is like maybe card. Maniacal Rage seems bad because he has a couple of removal spells. I don't really want to try and go under him with the Torch Couriers, I don't think. I think my deck's already a little bit lower than his. To the ground. What seems good? I think it's just good as it is. Let's run it. Deck seems quite strong. I really like it. I don't really want to add the Izzet Locket. This seems a bit slow. But yeah, this is one of my favorite types of decks to play. Izzet is like one of my favorite color combinations, just because I really like the play style. I think Leapfrog is quite nice in this type of deck. Ooh, this is a foil Leapfrog. Ooh, baby. Electrostatic Field did like 6 damage that game. So yeah, pretty nice. Ooh, another great hand. Legion Warboss plus maximize altitude. Help him connect for that sweet, sweet damage. Turn 1 Guildgate. Too strong. Please nerf. Please nerf. A little bit annoying, but not the end of the world by any means. My Beacon Bolt is going to take a while to get going. And my Legion Warboss can carry me a little. can start casting his hypothesizals. But I think we're in fine shape here. Okay, so he's got a hypothesizal in his hand. I'm not going to go for maximize altitude here. I'm just going to play my Muse Drake and pass. Oh, he had Ionize. Interesting. Okay. So he doesn't have hypothesizal. So now I can go maximize altitude and a Piston Fist Cyclops. Sure, I'll take 4. Okay. Hmm. Now I'll at least have a 2/2 if he does want to trade with my War Boss. Nice. Not my War Boss. Maybe it is War Boss? Yeah, my War Boss. This is actually going to work out really nicely. Because this is going to bait him into attacking. I can swap its power and toughness after he pings it, eat one of his Electromancers, and then use my Beacon Bolt to kill his Hellkite Whelp. Or I could just die, yeah. So I take 8 here. No, I take 7 here. Okay. We'll do this. So I can kill this guy now, which I have to do. Swap that guy and that guy, I guess. Otherwise, this guy's just going to be unblockable. I don't know how I was supposed to play this game. I think I was supposed to trade off the Legion War Boss earlier, but tough to know exactly when. Oh, I'm dead, yeah. Okay. Now that I'm on the play, it's going to be better. Yeah. We just didn't get going that game. We didn't have a 2-drop, and then we needed to play out a leapfrog, trade it with a 2/2 instead of trying to go for the Legion War Boss beatdowns. Definitely want to play first. Definitely mulliganing the no-lander. Definitely mulliganing another no-lander. At least we always draw the War Boss. That's some consolation, but... Oh, gosh. No-lander, no-lander. Maybe he won't have a 2-drop and we can just run away with the game. Not liking my odds here. Mulling to 5 on the play is just really rough. I'm going to start with the leapfrog. Dang it. I feel like we were in pretty good shape going into game 3. On the play, our deck's pretty strong. Got some pretty aggressive starts it can have. We'll trade. This card's going to help him cast his stuff sooner, and it's going to be annoying. We're going to be able to start bypassing the Pass Wall Adept, though. We do need to draw some instants to work with this Beacon Bolt. I don't think we're going to play this land until we draw a reason to. So he did miss his 3rd land drop. That gives me some hope. If he has to start discarding to hand size, that would be the real key. I'm just going to have a flood of 2/2s. Please miss your land again. No, man. That's probably game. Oh, I needed him to keep missing land drops. And have to, like, discard to hand size or something. And then I would be able to keep making 2/2s. Now I have to draw a removal spell for the 2/3. At least this goblin doesn't have to attack. I think I actually have a chance of winning now. I just need to draw a string of instants and sorceries. Hypothesis would be a great start. Oh man, he ripped it twice in a row. Just end me. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, that's so frustrating. It's all good though. I'm not out of it yet. Murmuring Mystic can carry me. I have 3 blanks in my hand. Legit do-nothing blanks. Maybe Beacon Bolt is horrific. It just seems good. If I draw a Hypothesis, I don't even know if I discard a land to kill his creature. Now I will play a land just in case I draw the City Sphinx, so I can cast that. I know he has all spells in hand. Of course. Jesus, this guy is so lucky. He had 2 lands and then just drew he had 2 lands, missed his 3rd land drop, and then drew drew land. And he still hasn't cast anything. He thinks I have a counterspell, probably. That's the draw we're looking for, baby. We're not going to cast it because we don't want to make him think we don't have a counterspell. Because the longer the game draws out, the better situation we get to be in. Because we're both drawing cards, which minimizes his... okay. Sure. Thing is, we don't really care about his ground guys as much. He's going to kill our Legion War Boss, so what? We care about flyers. He discarded Capture Sphere. Oh my god. Holding up this fake counterspell does wonders. Sure. We're just going to draw 2 cards, I think. I don't think we're going to discard to kill anything. Oh, Disdainful Stroke. You monster. You monster. Fly. Be free, sweet bird. Technically, I think I should have responded to his Izzet Locket with my Hypothesizzle. Or to his hypothesis with my hypothesis. I'm really selling this counter spell. Oh gosh. He's like always debating whether he can cast something. And I'm just like always sitting here with all this open mana, 3 cards in hand. He's like, gosh darn it. That's horrible for me. No. I think I took a beacon bolt over a captured sphere too. Nice, nice. Whisper Agent's a fine draw. I'm definitely going to throw the bird in front of the City Watch Sphinx. Because eventually he's just going to give it unblockable every turn, and then I'll just die, so. Why? Why land? Why you do me like this? Oh, this is so horrible. I mulled the 5 and yeah, I was in decent shape, but then I didn't resolve my hypothesis when I really should have. And now I'm dead. Beacon Bolt has been useless. That's just a nice little takeaway, but I don't know. Hypothesis has looked pretty good. I think the deck is solid. I'm judging it too harshly based on the game where I mulled a 5, which is obviously pretty much outside my control. Like the game where I didn't mull the 5, like the first game I did really well. Game 2 just didn't go my way. Graveyard for that easily. I need to draw a Radical Idea into another spell, into Beacon Bolt, kind of. Kill his 2 flyers. I was really hoping to mill a spell with this guy. If I draw 1 spell, I can Beacon Bolt this guy, then I can Beacon Bolt this guy. And I can make a couple chump blockers along the way. That's a start. That's a start. Okay. So I'm going to wait for the Hellkite to trigger. Oh no. Opponent's playing quite slowly. Also, I'm not sure why they tapped the Izzet thing. We have to wait to cast our spell until after the Hellkite Whelp attacks. Okay. I am fine. Oh. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, that is giving me free value. You gotta be kidding me. Come on. That's his last card? No. There is no justice in this world. Holy smokes. Big draw. Why me? Holy smokes. What a horrible draw. Feels bad, man. Yep, that's game. Oh my god, that was so horrific. Like, we totally could have won that game despite mulling to 5 if he hadn't had everything go his way. Oh well, though. Oh my gosh. That's so stupid. Ah. Maybe we're supposed to cut a creature for a another maximized velocity just so we have another spell. That seems like a fair plan. And we will cut Ornery Goblin. Just help our beacon bolts out a little bit. But I don't think I want to do that. Rats! Oh my gosh, I'm so disappointed. We could have totally, like, we won game 1 so easily. Like, we just beat him down with our maximized altitudes, our leapfrogs. Everything was going fine. Then game 2 happened, and then game 3 happened. And another mulligan. Beacon Bolt is a huge liability. Put that on top. That card doesn't seem great to me. But I don't know much, I guess. We'll try and come back. Get a W. Discard the Beacon Bolt. It's so useless right now. It's like beyond useless. It's such a horrible early game draw. I think you only want one in your deck. I think you only want one Beacon Bolt. And I should have taken the Capture Sphere. Or the Ionize or whatever I took, didn't take over it. Beacon Bolt's the type of card that you really have to play with to really understand if it's good. So he's playing Golgari, it looks like. Gonna flash in my Whisper Agent. Try to eat his Burglar Rat. Wow, that's one way of getting a card in your graveyard for Overgrowth. Ooh, sniped him. Thank you, Mr. Rat. Okay, lock it. Jesus. All of the lands, thank goodness. I love you, Surveil. I love you so much. Okay, we're going to maximize altitude our Leapfrog. Beacon Bolt his Pitiless Gorgon. Got him for 7. Let's go. Okay. Probably gonna kill. Gotta kill this Hitchclaw Recluse. But we're fine. Sure, he was afraid of the Crater Maker. Understandable. I can then cast Maximize Altitude. And use it to give this guy flying. No, actually I can just... hit for 3. And if he blocks, I can Crater Maker it. Boom. Sniped. Next turn I'll have all my flyers assembled. Sure, that doesn't affect me at all. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Exactly lethal. Got there. Hype. Okay. So he's gonna really struggle with flyers. He's got some small dudes. I'm gonna bring in the other maximized velocity for an electrostatic field. I think he's going to be able to bypass the electrostatic field fairly easily with his big creatures. So it's not going to help me stall out the board as much. He also has the Death Touch guy, which destroys electrostatic field. Because I have to block it and it just kills it, so. Nice hand. We'll keep. The old Death Toucher. Mr. One Drop over here. LOL. Definitely discard a land. My Legion Warboss is just destroying these creatures right now. Leapfrog, on the other hand, looking pretty bad. I'm just going to hold up the Crater Maker / my Whisper Agent. Next turn I can play Legion Warboss and use the Crater Maker to kill the Gorgon. Or I can just Whisper Agent to kill the Gorgon. I think that's a fair trade for me. The Death Touch is really annoying. I'll mill that. I don't have enough lands to cast it right now. Lead to 4 boss, make the 1/1, it's attacking. He trades, nice. Good work. Kill that guy while I can. He was a bit mana screwed. Oh, never mind. Never mana screwed in his life. Play is 5/5. I can kill that with Command of the Storm. Hopefully he attacks. Heck yeah. I'm kind of learning how to play Golgari based on this deck. I think this is a pretty decent version. He's got a lot of cheap creatures that can die and go to the graveyard, so his Rhizome Lurchers are going to be big as early as possible, which I think is really key. I'm just going to hold this land because nothing I have in my deck costs more than 5. Hypothesis is great. I think Hypothesis was like the key card for Izzet. It's like the best card in the deck, probably one of them. Okay. So I can attack the 2/2 in. Hypothesis it. This guy. Oh, you have to discard a non-land card. Well, we'll discard Maximize Velocity. Okay. We're just going to go over that in the air, hopefully. We're going to go Murmuring Mystic, Radical Idea here, start the aerial clock. Not what I like to see. No! I don't know why I didn't attack with the Muse Drake. This guy's pretty useless on the ground. Attack with all these guys. He eats the bird. 2. I'm just so wide at this point. Yep, we got him. Good game, opponent. I think we're going to make a change. We have to add this extra maximized velocity. We're going to cut a electrostatic field for it. I think we need that extra spell. It just makes the deck function so much smoother. Okie doke, going for that spicy 2-1. By the way, that was our first victory in Guilds of Ravnica draft, so that was pretty exciting. Excellent hand. I mean, this hand just needs spells, so. Facing the Dimir Menace. Just a quick tip, if you're playing on Magic Online and you're trying to cast a hybrid spell, click the creature in your hand first. That's something that makes it just way smoother. Oh gosh. Yeah, that card's not good. Barrier Bones is so bad. Barrier Bones is horrific. Confirmed. I mean, it's just not what you want to be doing. Just look how useless it is on this board. Against every card in my hand. And this is not like an uncommon board or anything. Okay. Spybug is getting a little bit scary. I'm going to just deploy the Whisper Agent here. The Piston Fist Cyclops can't attack anyway. Okay. I'm going to hold it till his end of turn, though. So I can represent stuff, make him be a little bit more cautious. Like, also, like, it could bait a counterspell so my Watcher can resolve, which is the card I really care about. Okay. And it makes the fact that I can maybe race him a little bit more concealed. Because right now he's hitting me for 4, and I'm only hitting him for 2. But he's going to hit me for 4, I'm going to hit him back for 5, play my 5-drop. Okay. That's enough for me. My kingdom for an unexplained disappearance. Prepare to live off the top. Jesus, Dimir Spybug is so good. So much power. Maximize velocity would also be a fine draw here if he like attacks me. So I go to 12, and then I play this, maximize velocity, hit him for 5, 8, 9, 10. My deck definitely doesn't function without drawing a single spell. I only have 9, so it's not like a guarantee, but it would be nice to draw them. He's at 13, I have 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I draw maximize velocity and he doesn't have a blocker, I can kill him. Or my flying card that gives flying. Aggressive. Quite aggressive, in fact. Oh no! Capture Sphere. City Watch Sphinx. Doesn't even block Dimir Spybug. Oh, man. Put him to 9. Play my Electrostatic Field. Pray for a spell. Just Izzet things. I probably should have thought about Artful Takedown. Man, City Watch Sphinx is horrific right now. I might just be dead. Oh, he takes 2. Now he's dead if I draw a spell and my Cyclops hits him. No, he's got another Surveil card. Ah, too good. Oh my god, the Barrier of Bones. Buffing the power just wins him the game. Holy smokes. Well, that was stupid. Yeah, we're just gonna run it back, keeping all of our spells in. Hoping for actually drawing a spell. Dang it. Dang, dang, dang. Definitely learning about how to construct Izzet decks. You definitely need to prioritize your spells. And also, like, combat tricks are a lot better in Izzet. Would like to play first. I'll keep. Have this Piston Fist Cyclops. Its hypernumerics can punch through a wall. Hypernumatics. Oh, thank God. I thought he was going to make me discard with Thought Erasure, and I was like, oh, I'm dead. That's unfortunate. Okie doke. So yeah, Izzet seems like a pretty good deck. Some takeaways. I think you need to make sure that you have enough spells that are good. You need to make sure you have a decent mix of instants and sorceries, I think, because of just being able to interact in combat. Prioritize the removal effects. Oh gosh. Here comes the disinformation campaign train. Oh god. Hmm. Yep, that's what I thought. He's just jumping. He's like, I've got this late game on lock. Dang it, if only I had another red mana. He's got 7 cards in hand. I have none. I've also cast all my maximized cards. Oh man, if I'd had another red mana instead of 3 blue, I would have been able to hit him for another 3 damage this turn. Yeah, that's totally game. Holy smokes. I don't even have a second red, so I can't cast some of my cards. Maybe that could get me across the finish line. I do have 3 damage in my graveyard. Holy smokes. That's a 6/6. Why couldn't that have been a mountain? Oh my gosh, I can't even cast some of my best cards, like my Drake. I don't know. This card, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, so I can't kill this. Darkblade Agent, okay. It's a 3/4. Terrifying. Hit me with that gargoyle. You know you want to. That's right. Beacon Bolt. So I have 4 others. So I might give it flying, kill this thing. That puts him to 7/4. Oh no, I can't cast the Beacon Bolt. I'm an idiot. Well, that was horrific. Dang it, I forgot I don't have another card in my hand. That was not what I wanted to do. Yeah. Forgot how Jumpstart worked. Silly. See, if I had a second, if I had, say if this was reversed and I had all these red, all these were like red, and I had like 2 islands and 3 red, one of my outs would be Crackling Drake into just a land, but I'm totally dead here. This was not the draw I needed to beat Dimir. Last game, if I'd drawn a spell, I could have beaten Dimir, but this game, I drew all my spells that don't do anything, and he just ground me out with his stupid disinformation campaign. It's weird. I feel like I'm not playing horrifically, and I'm not drafting like that bad, but I'm just getting stomped in every match. Yeah, that's a game. Really weird. Like, I'm 1-5 in Guilds of Ravnica. I mean, last draft, to be fair, was like Gates deck that didn't get the payoffs it needed. But this deck felt pretty solid. Like, I had a Murmuring Mystic, I had a Crackling Drake, Watcher in the Mist. I don't really know exactly what happened. But what were some takeaways? Beacon Bolt is not great. I think you want 1 copy max. You never want to have 2 of them. It just doesn't do anything until the very late game, and by that point you've probably already lost. So don't want Beacon Bolts. What performed really well? Electrostatic Field was good in some matchups. Murmuring Mystic was excellent, I think. Watcher in the Mist, obviously great. Command the Storm, great. Hypothesizzle seems like a crucial card for this deck. And, yeah. Anyway, that is going to do it for this draft video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to click that thumbs up and subscribe to get updates for whenever I post new content. If you have any questions about the draft or the gameplay, be sure to leave those in the comments section down below, and I will gladly respond to my thoughts or answers. And if you would like to catch me streaming live, you can find me on twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. There'll be a link to that in the description down below. But anyway, that is going to do it for this draft video. I hope you enjoyed it, even though we lost. But I will talk to you soon.